I'm going to need a cup of coffee.
Today we celebrate a particular kind of coffee.
Right, and that would be?
The Irish coffee.
Think you can Irish up this coffee for me?
An Irish coffee!
Yeah, Irish coffee. An Irish coffee.
Want me to Irish up that coffee for you?
National Irish Coffee Day.
How do you make coffee Irish?
Black coffee and Irish whiskey.
Happy National Irish Coffee Day.
Showtime! Huh.
Or black Irish coffee. Like the Phil, what's his name? Lennart from, the Northern Ireland band there.
Oh. Yeah, man. What?
I know, man.
Yeah,
it's too early. Happy Thursday,
it's,
everybody.
It's right there. Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
Thank you.
Phil Lennart. I can remember Phil's name. I can't remember the band. What a loser.
Well, first you said Irish band, and I thought you two immediately.
No,
I'm like,
black Irish band.
Right,
No,
right.
yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not it. So
They were a tough band, man. They lived their life.
yeah, they did. But welcome to it. Almost the weekend, man. A bit of a situation out there, though, with freezing drizzle and fog. Roads are super slippery.
They are a mess.
Yeah.
Man. Take it easy.
Take your time this morning. Put some distance between you and the next person, too, because you're not going to stop fast this
And
morning.
I came into this parking lot like Starsky and Hutch. I was sideways.
Yeah.
It
Okay, well,
was.
that's the
Fighting
Duke.
crime. It was
right.
awesome.
So 30s for the high again today. In fact, we'll stay in the 30s for our daytime highs all the way through the weekend. That full Fox forecast anytime at 1079thefox.com. We've got 30 right now at 6:05.
Here we are, 25th day into the new year. Welcome to it. Happy Thursday, cusp of the weekend. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Well, demolition's going to begin on the South Plaza Shopping Center there in Fargo. Remember, where down on South University Drive? It's underway.
Okay.
Where Dwayne's was and everything.
Yeah.
1950s era-looking center. Well, it's going to be replaced with a mixed-use facility, they're calling it.
Oh.
So the every house on the block's going to be removed for that new development. That's going to be a huge deal there. So they're calling it the Block Project. 130 new apartments, over 15,000 square feet of retail space. And Dwayne says they're going to open back up in the new location, too. It should be done by the end of summer.
Oh, wow.
It's going to cost about $30 million, yeah. That'll be cool. Well, it's been a mild winter overall, as we all know, but and that's one of the downsides of a warmer El Nino winter. More freezing rain possibilities. Everybody remembers that ice storm back at Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And they say that DOT has to treat roads differently after freezing rain happens. It says timing is everything for the DOT on that. It's so much harder than just expecting snow.
Right.
You know,
Like this morning.
Like this morning, yeah. It's a bit of a mess out there. Moorhead PD is seeking some info about a fatally injured puppy that was abandoned in a kennel with severe head trauma at a fire station in Moorhead. It's just a sad situation.
It is.
The dog was taken to the pound. Vet staff were called. Due to the extent of the injuries, the vet staff determined euthanizing the puppy was the most humane option. Anybody with information should contact Red Regional Dispatch and speak with the on-duty Moorhead Police Supervisor. They'd like to know. Hey, a list of the strangest things plumbers have seen people flushing.
Yeah?
Accidentally or not. Socks, rubber ducks, bananas, and a two-man tent with a sleeping bag.
Whoa.
I hope nobody was in it.
Wow. How do you get that down?
My buddy's kid, for some reason, was eating an apple and took one bite of it and decided, I don't want this, and flushed it.
Oh, no.
We had to take I came over and helped him. He had to take the toilet off the stack.
Oh, no.
And, because there it was, lodged as, oh, yeah. Costco is selling a 2-foot-tall chocolate Easter bunny that weighs 4.5 pounds.
Huh.
But people are getting all bent out of shape because it's hollow. And it costs $65.
It's hollow.
It's hollow.
But all Easter
Would
bunnies
you
are.
really want a solid? I mean, they may sell the solid Easter bunnies,
Sure. Sure.
But I mean, it's 4 foot tall. What are you gonna?
It's a lot of chocolate.
That's a lot of chocolate. You're not gonna get done with that by Easter.
Yeah, right.
Pennsylvania has banned thousands of vulgar and offensive vanity license plates, including Gandalf.
Huh.
How is that offensive?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're a big Sauron fan, I guess.
Well, there is that.
There's that. 36% of people drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day here on Irish Coffee Day. They're easy to spot. They're the ones running to the bathroom every 5 minutes. That'd be me.
Yeah, right.
And finally, Kevin Spacey has been booked to sign autographs at a horror convention.
Oh.
The real horror happens at the bar after the show, I would imagine. So there's your news for right now. You're all caught up.
All right, coming up this morning, hey, we got Drew Hart from the band Hairball next hour at 7:20, plus another chance for you to win tickets to see Hairball in concert. The Wolves back in action last night. Was the coach happy this time after the game? We'll check that scoreboard for you next in sports.
Got by Abdia. Bad intentions on the drive to the rim.
Oh, Anthony Edwards led the way last night for our Wolves with 38 points, and the Wolves avoided their first three-game skid of the season. That's how great they've been this season. They haven't even had a three-game losing streak, and they avoided that, as I said, last night with a 118-107 win over the Wizards. So, yes, the coach was happier, felt like the team was playing together better. They are back in sole possession of first place in the Western Conference, but they're right back at it tonight in Brooklyn. So keep it rolling, boys. Meanwhile, guess what? Travis Kelce did not throw up those hard hands for Taylor Swift after scoring a touchdown during the Bills-Chiefs game.
There was a lot of hate pulling up to that stadium, man.
It's a football game.
It's a football game. The Bills coming into their house, they want to make it rowdy. Did it get a little disrespectful? 1,000%. I get it. You know what I mean? Coming into a hostile environment, I respect it. I just wanted to make sure it knew it wasn't mutual. I don't hate you guys like you hate us. It's all love, baby.
So he loves everybody but you, Taylor.
Right. That wasn't for you.
No. Chiefs at the Ravens on Sunday. That's the first of the two games starting at 2. And then the Lions at the 49ers following that. And, of course, winners of both those games are on to Super Bowl 58. Meanwhile, a big coaching change in the NFL. Jim Harbaugh this time is leaving his position as the head coach of the national champion Michigan Wolverines to join the NFL's Los Angeles Chargers. You know, it was 2 years ago he interviewed for the Vikings opening coaching spot. And then last year with the Broncos, he bailed on both of those, but now he pulls the trigger and will be the Chargers' new head coach. Meanwhile, this is a big loss for the Packers. Joe Barry is out as their defensive coordinator. He's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back here at home, the Bison are losing their offensive coordinator. Tyler Roll will be taking the same position at Tennessee State University, a member of the Ohio Valley Conference. He's been here for 10 years and thought it was a good time to take the family elsewhere. Yes, so we wish him nothing but the best. He's done nothing but awesome things for our Bison program. Meanwhile, our Bison men's basketball team back on the hardwood tonight. They're down there in the Twin Cities in St. Paul at St. Thomas. Catch all the action right here on your Bison Nation station tonight. Coverage at 6, tip-off at 7. And again, you can always listen not only on your radio, but on your phone, on your smart speaker, or online at 1079thefox.com. That's your Fox Sports. That Fox forecast again with some freezing drizzle this morning and areas of fog, so careful, especially on the roadways because they are slippery. Even on the sidewalks, man. Not that you should be driving on the sidewalks. I'm talking about those of you that are walking.
Yeah, take it easy no matter where you're going, man.
Or you might end up on the sidewalk.
And don't use the crosswalk thinking people are going to stop because they probably can't.
Right. Our daytime high again in the 30s today and through the weekend. It's all there for you. That full Fox forecast at 1079thefox.com. 30 right now at 6:15.
Well, what magazines have you subscribed to, and do you still subscribe to magazines? You know, do you still got it? Are you classy like High Society, or you go with Playboy, stuff like that? Or maybe it's Highlights. I don't know. Let us know on our Facebook page at 1079thefox.com.
Now here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
So, a few days ago, there was mass layoffs at Sports Illustrated. No official word what that means. Will Sports Illustrated even exist going forward? What does that mean for the swimsuit issue?
An iconic issue. You know, if any guy ever picked one up, it's usually during that time. With swimsuit issue. They even made reference to it in the Eddie Murphy movie, The Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
Because he used that as, the new swimsuit issue. The kid was going to smack a spider.
You know, is it an end of an era? I mean, Sports Illustrated has been around forever, much like a lot of magazines, but
generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. More, I mean, our dads.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, think about it, man. It started with our dads.
But we're seeing more and more of that, you know, magazines dying.
Newspapers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Print. Egon said it in Ghostbusters 1984. Print is dead.
Nowadays, it's so easy to just log on and read anything or look at anything.
Well, and that instant gratification, you find the answers you're looking for, or at least reading the headlines, and that's sometimes a problem too, isn't it?
Right.
Because you're just reading the headlines, somebody else's synopsis of what's going on.
So I remember way back in the day, I was maybe around 10, and I was back visiting my cousin. This is when I lived in California, and we'd come back in the summertime. And my cousin said, I got something I want to show you. And we went out into the garage, and he went to this top shelf where there was just boxes after boxes after boxes. And he took one down, and he opened up this box, and inside was his dad, my uncle's Playboy stash.
Ooh.
That is basically what we did that afternoon, looking through Playboy after Playboy.
There's a lot of good articles in there. I'm sure you guys learned a lot that day.
That was something. Something I'll never forget.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. So that got us thinking now. We asked this on our fan page on Facebook at 1079thefox.com. Do you still subscribe to magazines? And if so, what magazines do you subscribe to or have subscribed to in the past?
Yeah.
And we got some great comments here on some magazines that I completely forgot about, and we'll come back and go through those coming up.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show
on 107.9 The Fox.
All right, so with Sports Illustrated announcing that they are laying off everyone. Now, again, no official word what that means for Sports Illustrated going forward. It does sound like it could be the end of an era. We asked, what magazines have you subscribed to, and do you still subscribe to magazines?
Yeah, Mike Butkwitz says he used to subscribe to Rolling Stone, but personally feel that magazines are on the way out. Just his opinion. You know, what are dental offices going to do if this happens, man?
Yeah.
But yeah, Rolling Stone ain't what it used to be either. It used to be an underground magazine. It used to be about counterculture, and it is exactly the opposite of that now.
Yeah, it's become very political too.
Yeah, it has.
And it's too bad because, growing up, I used to get Rolling Stone magazine, and as far as music magazines go, man, I was huge into Hit Parader and Circus.
Yep.
Those two, for sure. I'd buy those.
They were definitely go-to. If you wanted to pick something up, if you saw your favorite rocker on the cover or something, you were like, hey, yeah, Circus, big names in that. Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. Reader's Digest. Lori still loves that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yep. The large print edition, right, Lori?
Yeah. Ron said, I have had many subscriptions over the last 40 years, but currently only subscribe to TV Insider.
I've never even heard of TV Insider.
No.
Now, I remember the days of TV Guide. My dad used to subscribe to TV Guide.
Sure.
We'd get it weekly.
Yep.
And and half the time we get it, it was late, so it was on a Tuesday. We had no idea what happened Sunday.
Kimberly says her hubby still gets car magazines. I grew up reading a lot of those too, like Hot Rod and so forth.
You bet.
Yep.
Muscle cars and that sort of thing. North Dakota Outdoors says Justin. That's still a good one. I think that one gets mailed for free, though. Isn't that? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of a different North Dakota Outdoor one, but there's some good stuff out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Tiffany said, In Fisherman, Midwest Outdoors, Midwest Living, Field and Stream, and they've all been canceled for years, but she did at one time get those.
Julie had Playboy for years. Good for you, Julie. Swinger. She wrote, Find the Rabbit No More. That was always fun to try to find the little rabbit icon on the front cover. That was neat.
Yeah, when my cousin and I were, again, 8, 9, 10 years old, looking through his dad's stash of Playboys, we weren't aware of that. And there were some other things that were distracting us from even looking for anything.
What was the last magazine subscription that you have ordered?
I think it was probably Maxim. I used to get Maxim for a while.
I saw Maxim a lot. I never subscribed to it, but sure did see it around enough to pick it up and stick it in my jacket, bring it home.
Now, I used to subscribe to Mad Magazine.
Yep. I was never a cracked guy. I was a Mad guy, too.
Yeah.
I didn't subscribe, but I would pick it up. I would make my dad pick it up at the grocery store. We were over there, so he'd shut me up. The most recent ones I used to, and it's been a few years, but military history, and American History and Wild West were three of my favorites. And those were quarterly, so I only got them 4 times a year.
Sure.
But, man, I eat that stuff up. And I'm not against getting them again. I just haven't gotten around to it, you know. I've still got the ones from 10 years ago in the bathroom, so I can reread the articles when I want to.
Back in high school, when I was living in California, I had a buddy who subscribed to High Times, and we read that all the time.
All the time? You'd see that on the news shelf. Yeah, pick that up. Oh, this isn't a library, sir. Put it back down or buy it.
That's right. All right. Leave your comment on our fan page on Facebook at 1079thefox.com. What magazines have you subscribed to, and do you still subscribe to magazines?
This is the Fox Morning Show.
Now, here's what's trending on 107.9 The Fox.
Diamond Dave is back, and he posted a YouTube video yesterday roasting Wolfgang Van Halen.
What are you doing? Here we go. Diamond Dave's back.
Here's what he said.
This kid, he's complaining the entire tour like I'm not paying enough attention to him on stage. I'm giving him the best. Everything I've got in front of 20, 30,000 people at a clip, and he's complaining.
Dave's not paying enough attention to me.
Cut to New York City, 20,000 of my closest friends. I walk out into the middle of the stage, and I'm going to do Ice Cream Man. And what I don't know is this kid has commandeered a couple of monkeys to go in back behind my back and throw out these 2 great dames that I invited to be my guests to the show. And these dames are in their 40s, okay? Business women. In fact, you aren't going to believe this. What he doesn't know is that these 2 dames work for the accounting firm that represent him, not me. And he throws them out of the building. He's teaching me a lesson. What this kid doesn't know, they're carrying the paychecks for all 82 people on the road crew.
Well, yikes. Wolfie, what are you doing?
Wow. Throwing the Nepo baby under the bus.
Yeah, he is.
Calling it what it is. Jeez.
You know, I will say, it seems as if ever since Wolfie's father, Eddie, passed, Wolfie's been bitter about a lot of things.
A lot, yeah. He's been sounding off. To be fair, he has been whining a lot.
Yeah.
About stuff that's just, you don't need to go public on stuff like that. You know?
Because a lot of it's within the family.
Leave it in the family. Welcome to family. This is the way it is. I don't think Wolfie's been told no a lot his whole life.
Yeah.
You know, as is the way with a lot of Nepo babies.
Sure.
Nepotism babies, you know, of kids of famous people that, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis has always been like, she calls herself a Nepo baby all the time, and all the opportunities that she got because of who her lineage is, you know.
Right.
So a lot of times, you know, that can get the best of you and make you look like, you know.
I wonder if he likes that term. He seems like someone
I'm sure a lot of Nepo babies don't.
But I just heard the other day, actually, Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy's daughter, came out and said she's very proud of being a Nepo baby.
Himself, like Jamie Lee does. Yeah, I think, I don't know, either in one camp or the other on that. You take umbrage to it, you know, as it's some kind of lessening of your skills. And, you know, like you didn't do it on your own. You did it because your mom and dad were famous.
Right.
You know,
And Wolfie's young.
you know? And he's still a kid. Yeah. You got to give it to him a little bit.
As you mature, you chill a little more.
Well, but you still got to get checked along the way, you know? So, Uncle Dave sounds like he did.
That's right. Uncle Dave was doing his part.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a cup of coffee.
Today we celebrate a particular kind of coffee.
Right, and that would be?
It would be the Irish coffee.
Think you can Irish up this coffee for me?
An Irish coffee!
Yeah, Irish coffee and Irish coffee.
Want me to Irish up that coffee for you?
National Irish Coffee Day.
How do you make coffee Irish?
Black coffee and Irish whiskey.
Happy National Irish Coffee Day.
Showtime!
Okay.
We call it syrup.
Yeah.
You want syrup in your coffee? Oh, I love syrup.
Okay, I'm going to ask a stupid question, Dave. You're more into the coffee than I am. When you say you Irish up the coffee, I understand what that means. But is an Irish coffee always containing alcohol? You know, or is there...
In my world, yes.
Okay. But is there like Irish coffee?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think that's just like kind of a euphemism for boozing up your coffee.
Right.
Because, you know, that everybody likes to joke, the Irish a bunch of drunks, you know.
Okay. Just Just wanted to make
Sorry
sure.
to any Irish out there. It's not my rumor. I'm just passing it along.
Well, I've got part Irish in me, so I'm not offended by that.
Oh, well, good. You shouldn't be.
Okay. Well, good to know. And I should have known that as, having part Irish in me, but I didn't. I didn't know if
Well,
there's
it's just
actually...
because you always have alcohol in your coffee.
Well, that's just it. So I guess every day I'm drinking Irish coffee. All right, welcome to it. Almost the weekend. Don't blow it now. That Fox forecast does have a bit of a situation out there for us with some freezing drizzle and areas of fog, and the roadways are super slippery. Give yourself a little extra time this morning and more distance between you and the next person. You'll be fine. Daytime high reaching the 30s again, and all the way through the weekend, we're going to be in the 30s. Check it out anytime, that full Fox forecast, at 1079thefox.com. We are sitting at 30 at 7:06.
On a Thursday, welcome to it. Cusp of the weekend. Here it is. Boy, no, it's looking even better next week. It's just going to be so dang nice out there. Icy, like Moose was saying. Be careful today. On the 25th day of the new year, here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Demolition begins on the South Plaza Shopping Center in Fargo. The one that... Dwayne's House of Pizza, and a couple of tattoo places, and a couple of comic book places.
Yeah. There used to be an ice cream store over there too, right? But I think that's
pretty
gone.
close to that. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
It's not in the same place, or was that another block or two up?
Maybe it was.
The 52 flavors.
Yeah.
And then it was something else.
Right.
But it was, right. Well, that's going to be replaced. It's called the Block Project. 130 new apartments, 15,000 square feet of retail space. Dwayne says it's going to be reopening in the new location. Okay. It's going to cost about $30 million for the entire project and going to be done by the end of summer. Mixed-use facility. Yeah, it's great news. Mm-hmm. Winter's been mild, but that's led to some freezing rain. And, of course, remember the ice storm at Christmas time, the mess that created for a lot of the area. That's one of the downsides of a warmer El Nino winter. Can be more freezing rain opportunities because, it's warmer, And that creates a whole bunch of new problems for DOT. So, again, let's give them the distance they need and the appreciation they deserve. Moorhead PD is seeking information about a fatally injured puppy that was dropped off in a kennel at the fire station in Moorhead. According to the department, the dog was lethargic and in significant distress. They took it to the pound. Vet staff were called. The most humane thing decided to do was to euthanize. Heartbreaking, but cops like some answers. Anybody that's got any info should contact Red River Regional Dispatch and ask to speak with the on-duty Moorhead police supervisor.
I know the one picture I saw, they kind of black out the job area.
They did. They blurred it out, so I can't imagine. I don't know. I don't know
either, but I'm assuming
it was another dog or something. I don't know. That's just heartbreaking. This is scary. A Boeing 757 plane lost its nose.
What?
Its nose. Oh, sorry. Its nose wheel.
Okay, well, still,
that's pretty scary. Before taking off in Atlanta on Saturday, it was a Delta Airlines plane that was preparing to fly to Columbia when the nose wheel came off, rolled down the hill. Hey, isn't that supposed to be on the plane?
Now, how do they land? I mean, what do they do?
They would just start. I imagine they just kind of. I don't. That's a great question. Nose landed it, or had to make a mess on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia just opened its first liquor store. That's going to be a banner day. First ever. Yeah, that's a big deal.
So they can have Irish coffee.
I'm welcome to it. You guys are going to love it. In showbiz news, Hugh Jackman shaved off his beard. That's the second time this year if you count his divorce.
Ooh.
And Matthew McConaughey revealed the secret to a successful marriage. The secret is to be so high you never, ever fight. Thanks, Matthew McConaughey.
That's his advice. Just get high.
Just get high. Play the bongos.
All right.
Till the cops show up. According to Match.com's latest Singles in America study, less than half of people want a traditional two-person relationship. They say some people just love living alone.
Okay.
Who's got a dartboard in his living room? That guy. There you go. That's your news for right now. You are caught up.
All right, coming up this morning, hey, we got Drew Hart from the band Hairball here shortly. Plus, you have another chance to win tickets to see Hairball in concert coming up, too. But first, some NFL news for you. Lots of it. Next in sports.
Edwards got by Abdia. Bad intention. intentions on the drive to the rim.
And with the slamma-jamma there, Anthony Edwards leading the way for the Wolves last night with 38, and the Wolves avoided their first three-game skid of the season, so no three-game losing streak here. They ended that last night with a 118-107 win over the Wizards. The coach was happier. Now they've got sole possession of first again in the Western Conference, and they're right back at it on the hardwood tonight in Brooklyn. Got any advice for them going to Brooklyn, Dave?
Boy, lock your doors.
Okay.
Roll them up.
Hey, it turns out Travis Kelce did not throw up the Hart hands for Taylor Swift after scoring that touchdown during the Bills-Chiefs game.
There was a lot of hate pulling up to that stadium, man.
It's a football game.
It's a football game. The Bills coming into their house, they want to make it rowdy. Did it get a little disrespectful? 1,000%. I get it. You know what I mean? Coming into a hostile environment. I respect it. I just wanted to make sure it knew it wasn't mutual. I don't hate you guys like you hate us. It's all love, baby.
Ain't no hate.
That's
you got
right.
too much money to hate.
That's right. That's right. Spreading the love. Well, now the Chiefs are back on the road this coming weekend for the AFC Championship. They're in Baltimore to take on the Ravens. That's the first game on Sunday, kicking off at 2, followed by the Lions at the 49ers for the NFC Championship game. And, of course, the winners of both head to Super Bowl 58. Meanwhile, big NFL news in the coaching carousel. Jim Harbaugh commits. He's leaving his position as the head coach of the national champion Michigan Wolverines to join the Chargers. You know, 2 years ago, he interviewed for the Vikings job and then bailed. Last year for the Broncos job and then bailed. But now he commits to the Chargers of Los Angeles.
For now. The day ain't over yet.
And, Joe Barry's out as the Packers defensive coordinator. A bit of a surprise move there. And this is a big shocker, I think, for Bison fans yesterday. We're losing our offensive coordinator. Yeah, Tyler Roll will be taking the same position at Tennessee State University, a member of the Ohio Valley Conference. So, again, he'll have that same title in Nashville. He's super excited. He's been here, though, in Bison Nation for the past 10 years in the coaching role and has done a heck of a job with what he's brought to this program, and we wish him nothing but the best, of course. Sad to see him go.
Yeah.
Good player for us at one time as well. So, and, of course, our Bison men's basketball team, they're back on the hardwood tonight, too. They'll be down there at St. Thomas with coverage beginning at 6, tip-off at 7 here on your Bison Nation station. So you can listen to that not only on your radio, but on your phone, on your smart speaker, or online at 1079thefox.com. That's where you can find that Fox forecast with freezing drizzle and fog this morning. Careful, roads are super slippery. And 30s for the daytime high today, all the way through the weekend. And by next week, maybe Tuesday, 40s. Yeah, that full Fox forecast anytime at 1079thefox.com. Right now, it's 30 at 7:16.
Well, we're jacked up for the Saturday show with Hairball. We got Drew Hart from Hairball coming up on the show next.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
Are you guys ready now?
Yeah.
Hey!
It didn't even ring. That was so weird. We were like, what?
My dude!
What the?
What's going on?
We are! Let's do the Fox Morning Show!
I hope this is Drew Hart from
Is this
Hairball.
Drew Hart?
It is.
Hey!
Is this?
All right, we're going to have to do it all over.
That was
but
weird. That was weird. No ring at all, man. You got one of those new fancy phones that doesn't ring.
No. It's actually a landline.
Well,
I take it with me everywhere I go.
That's really weird.
I know. I can plug it into a tree. It's awesome. You got to get one.
Well, how the hell are you? Where are you this
man.
morning?
I'm pretty damn good. I'm in Minnesota.
Okay, good. Good. That means you're not too far because the show's Saturday.
I know. I could actually walk there if I get started right away. I think. Or I can hitchhike. Is that dangerous?
Nah, not anymore. No. Everybody knows
Not for
what
a
a
guy
serial
who looks
killer
like
looks
me.
like.
I mean, yeah. Long-haired guy, side of the road, big thumb out. No problem.
Seems legit.
Pick this guy up.
Hey, speaking of Minnesota, though, I got to ask you what that was like just a few weeks ago, performing at halftime of a Vikings game, man. That had to be pretty cool.
I can say, I think without a doubt, that it was the highlight of all of our careers. It was just fantastic,
That's cool. Good for you guys.
Can you imagine? Well, I'll tell you what was really weird, though, is you've got all these people all over in the stadium, and then the football field has a couple hundred people on it or whatever it had. So you're performing to them, but then you see yourself down at the very end on the big jumbotron. So you're watching the jumbotron, you're looking at the people, and then way in the distance you see the people in the stands, and you're just trying not to fall off onto your drummer, which was totally the opposite thing. It was crazy. I'm like, wow, there's Billy.
I bet behind the scenes, though, there's got to be kind of a bunch of chaos because you got to quickly wheel this stage out there, and then you guys have to perform, obviously, and get the hell off the field all in a matter of, 15 minutes maybe?
Oh, it was less than that. It was really less than that. We were like a Trojan horse inside the stage underneath as they were wheeling it out. Like, literally, we were inside.
Oh, my
of the
God.
stage.
Wow.
Yeah. If you watch the footage, you can there are angles where you can see me crawl out of the stage and like go around to the back, and I'm standing at the base of the stage where the stairs are to go
risers. Up. Were you at any point fearing for your life with like big machinery gears and stuff?
No, because there were 12 people underneath the stage that were moving it.
Oh, wow.
It was like a giant hamster wheel.
Wow. Like the ultimate Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, it's Hairball this Saturday night at Shields Arena. More with Drew coming up and your chance to win tickets.
You're listening to the Fox Morning Show.
Coming up next, Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox. And now it's time for Dave's Deep Thought with your radio pal, Dave Jacobs.
On 107.9 The Fox.
When they say all expenses paid, does that include bail?
Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox. Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9 The Fox.
We are back with Drew Hart from Hairball. They're going to be at Shields Arena this Saturday night.
Well, for those, and there's got to only be a couple people left, but for those two people that have never seen a Hairball show, how would you describe it?
Wow. People ask this all the time, and you would think that there's a boilerplate answer, but every time I get asked that, I have to stop and think about just really how cool and how massive the show is. And even more so compared to a lot of the rock shows. I don't know, how old of a couple of fellas that you guys are. You sound really old, but
we're old enough. Yeah, we're old enough.
You're spot on. You got a good ear.
Anyhow,
we were around when most of these bands that you're performing were at the peak of their success.
Yeah, we're up there with Happy.
Absolutely.
We're pretty old.
Absolutely, and so am I. And so I can remember, watching these bands play, and they didn't even have the pyrotechnics that we have, or in some cases the light show, because they were just par cans back then, and now we've got all these new fancy LED intelligent lights and so you're getting the best of that experience, and I really kind of pride our singers on their ability to be able to sing like the original singers. If you go see them now, you never. It could be a mixed bag, of if they're having a good night or not.
Yep.
Now, Drew, with you being one of these singers in the band, you cover what I believe David Lee Roth, right? Axl Rose and Vince Neil. Now, take us through that transformation from one to the next. What is that like?
Well, it's a quick change. So you just dash backstage, literally. I mean, it's sort of literally a mad dash, and finding your way off the stage is a real. For me, that's the hardest thing of the whole night, because when the blackouts happen, when the characters change, the stage is totally black. It's totally black. The spotlight goes out, and you've been looking out there into the spotlight So your vision is, it's wrecked. You know how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, when you turn on the light in the morning from that drunken stupor with whoever you brought home that night, and it's like you can't see anything. It's the same thing, but in reverse, right? So the lights go out. You can't see anything on the stage, and there's a good chance you could fall off into the audience. Which is I've done before. It's fantastic. I recommend it highly. Or you could fall into the pyro boxes, that are on stage and catch yourself on fire or catch your drummer on fire. It's a total musical war zone. It's fantastic. So once you find your way off the stage, and then you run back, and you just have to strip out of your costume that you were in and get into the next one, and try to get into some kind of a mindset, especially if you're doing something like a David Lee Roth, where you just sort of have to wander out like you're drunk. And just go for it. If you're doing Journey, which I do, that's a completely different voice than a David Lee Roth is. One's got a lot of technique. The other one's just, a carnival barker, sort of, just shouting.
Fair.
And,
right.
Yeah. So, but then there's the stretching that you have to do before the David Lee Roth character, so you can jump off the drum riser.
You got to do those leg splits. Yeah,
exactly.
You could tear a scrotum.
You could. Well, and that's what amazes me about Hairball is you guys come out, each and every singer does such a great job of not only singing the parts correctly and sounding like them, but like you just said, all the movements. And I'm one of those geeks that grew up in the 80s, and I watched MTV, and you just. Like that sway that Axl Rose has, or like we said, the splits that David Lee Roth can do, or something as simple as Vince and the way he holds his mic stand. And you guys are spot on. We love it. All going down at Shields Arena this Saturday, man. We can't wait. It's going to be a blast. And, of course, I hope you don't have to hitchhike. We want you to get here safely.
Yeah. I'll come get you if we have to.
Awesome. I'll try to catch the bus and be there on time.
All right, my man.
Hey, it's Drew Hart from Hairball.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We'll see you Saturday night.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, brother.
Coffee and Irish whiskey.
Happy National Irish Coffee Day.
Showtime!
And it doesn't have to be coffee. You can Irish up anything.
That's right.
Right?
And I'll drink to that.
That's right.
Well, it's almost the weekend, so bottoms up, man. That Fox forecast with some freezing drizzle and areas of fog, so careful this morning. And again, the roadways, the sidewalks, everything's icy this morning.
Just a mess.
Mm-hmm. Daytime highs reaching the 30s again, and we'll see that all the way through the weekend and maybe 40s by early next week. How about that? That Fox forecast anytime at 1079thefox.com. Still sitting at 30 at 8:01.
Welcome to it, 25th day of the new year. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe on almost the weekend Thursday. Well, demolition's underway. The old 50s era center over there at the South Plaza Shopping Center in Fargo. It's going to be out of here. And by the end of summer, we're going to have a brand new block project. It's going to be 130 new apartments, over 15,000 square feet of retail space. And Dwayne's House of Pizza owners said they plan to reopen in the new location, too. So that's
all right.
Should be nice to have that done by the end of summer. That's cool. They're getting it going today. The mild winter has been leading to, of course, some freezing rain, and that's one of the downsides of a warmer El Nino winter. Timing is everything, the DOT says. The DOT has to treat roads differently when freezing rain happens, so just keep that in mind and give the plows all the distance that you can.
Yeah, like this morning.
Yep, and it's a little slick one out there. Moorhead PD is seeking some info about a fatally injured puppy that was dropped off at the firehouse in Moorhead. The dog was lethargic and significant distress. They took it to the pound, and vet staff were called. Due to the extent of the injuries, they determined that euthanizing the puppy was the most humane option. It's just heartbreaking.
It is.
Anybody with info, please call Red River Regional Dispatch and ask to speak to the on-duty Moorhead police supervisor. It does seem sad that employees are eating their lunches at their desks, but in a survey, almost 70% of workers who eat their lunch at their desk say they prefer eating lunch at the desk. That's me. Hands up. Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. People don't want to see me eat. A third of people also say the local government should be responsible for clearing sidewalks after a storm, not the homeowner near the sidewalk.
Huh.
A lot of people are saying that.
Expect your taxes to probably go up.
Well,
then.
yeah, your assessments and whatnot. You got to pay somebody to clean it if you don't want to, right? Yeah, right.
And, of course, you can get to it probably before they can. And
well, that's always been the thought,
Yeah.
And making you responsible for that. But,
right.
Yeah. But I kind of draw the line on when you got to replace stuff like broken sidewalks and everything. I've heard some horror stories about that.
Yeah.
And you're responsible for that as well. This is scary. 15-year-old boy in Kansas, speaking of ice, slipped on the ice, impaled himself with a pair of pliers.
Ooh.
Your mom always said don't run with pliers, and now you know why.
Yeah, somebody's going to poke an eye out.
He's going to be okay. He went to the hospital. Saudi Arabia just opened its first liquor store.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool, huh?
What have they been doing all this time?
Hiding it out in the sand. And finally, in entertainment news, if you want to call it that, Kim Kardashian showed off her collection of 129, and I hope I'm saying this right, but I'll let you guess which one it is. Is it Balenciaga bags?
Uh-huh.
Or Louboutin shoes?
Okay.
Or was it STDs? You decide.
Answer's always C.
Yeah, you're up to date. That's your news for now.
All right, and headlines brought to you by JDP Electric. There's only one place you should trust with your home electrical needs, and that's JDP Electric. Call 232-1991 today to experience the JDP difference. Still to come, if you have trouble falling asleep, you might want to try this trick. We'll go over that here shortly, but first, your sports schedule for today next.
Got mine. Bad intentions on the drive to the rim.
Oh, that kid, Anthony Edwards, man, that kid flies. He kind of reminds me of Michael
Jordan a little bit.
Yeah.
Wings.
Another slamma-jamma there as he poured in 38 last night to lead the Wolves over the Wizards, 118-107. That avoids their first three-game skid of the season and puts them right there back in sole possession of first in the Western Conference. The coach is now happier and sleeping better at night. But they're right back at it tonight in Brooklyn. So no rest for them. Not at all. Meanwhile, is there trouble in paradise? Travis Kelce did not throw up the Hart hands for Taylor Swift after that touchdown he scored against the Bills.
There was a lot of hate pulling up to that stadium, man.
It's a football game.
It's a football game. The Bills coming into their house, they want to make it rowdy. Did it get a little disrespectful? 1,000%. I get it. You know what I mean? Coming into a hostile environment. I respect it. I just wanted to make sure it knew it wasn't mutual. I don't hate you guys like you hate us. It's all love, baby.
Oh, that's nice. But don't you think the better thing to say would have been, oh, no, that was for Swiftie. That was for my girl.
Man,
that was for my girl, man.
Nobody cares anyway. Yes. And totally the way to do it. Otherwise, you're not getting dividends out of this.
Right?
Yeah.
That was for you, hon.
Yeah, of course it was from my girl.
Yeah. Well, he's a rookie at the whole relationship thing.
Punk.
Chiefs back on the road this weekend for the right to go to the Super Bowl again. And the Chiefs are at the Ravens on Sunday at 2. And I don't dislike the Chiefs, but again, we've been talking about this ever since Popeyes announced that whoever wins the Super Bowl, if it's a bird team, we get free chicken. I immediately have become a Ravens fan, so sorry.
I know,
sorry,
that's
Travis.
the way I feel about it too. It's like, what have you done for me lately,
Yeah,
Kels?
right. Hey, Chiefs, if you can cough up some KC barbecue for me,
Yeah.
I might pull for you.
I'm your guy.
Yeah, that's right. Lions at the 49ers follow that. That should be good. Both games again on Sunday starting at 2. Meanwhile, Jim Harbaugh is leaving Michigan. Yeah, where he just became a national champion with the Wolverines.
That's weird.
He's going to join the L.A. Chargers. That's even weirder.
Warmer.
LA Chargers. Oh, for sure. For sure. It was just 2 years ago. He interviewed for the Vikings position when it was open. And then just last year, the Broncos. And he billed on both of those. But now, I hope they got his signature before they announced it. I hope they got him under contract. He hasn't committed to those other two. So, again, as of now, at least At least, as far as we know, he's going to be the Chargers.
To our knowledge, yes.
To our knowledge. Meanwhile, Joe Barry's out as the Packers defensive coordinator. Bit of a surprise move there as well. And this was super surprising yesterday, finding out that the Bison will be losing their offensive coordinator, much-loved Tyler Roll.
Yeah.
He'll be taking the same position at Tennessee State University, a member of the Ohio Valley Conference.
How about that?
Yeah, he's been here for, I believe it was 10 years, they said. And, he's done a lot with that program. And, again, very much liked by all the players and fans. And so sorry to see him go.
Yeah, but that's a great opportunity.
Yep.
Absolutely. You can't pass that up. You got to move on.
Mm-hmm. So we wish him nothing but the best. And speaking of the Bison, our men's basketball team back in action tonight. They're down there in St. Paul to take on St. Thomas. Catch all that action right here on your Bison Nation station. Coverage at 6, tip-off at 7. Not only on your radio, but on your phone, on your smart speaker, or online at 1079thefox.com. That's where you can find that Fox forecast. Some freezing drizzle and fog this morning. 30s for the high today and all the way through the weekend. Maybe 40s by early next week. It's 30 right now at 8:11.
Well, apparently, if you got trouble sleeping, you might want to try this trick. And as far as I know, it's legal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Moose, I'm looking forward to hearing about it. It's coming up next.
Now here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
Hello, it's our afternoon guy, Farley. He's in the house.
How we doing today?
Hey, man, good. How are you?
Good.
Almost to the weekend.
Yeah, let's get her going.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you have trouble falling asleep?
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
Unless I have...
How about at work?
Makes me sound... No, God, that's the easiest place. This makes me sound like I'm super old, but if I have caffeine past a certain time, then I do. But...
I don't get that. You guys always say that, man. I'm slugging coffee right up. What's the matter with me?
I don't know. If I have it past,
you think it's the alcohol? It's counteracting the caffeine?
Yeah, maybe. That could be.
It's the syrup in the coffee.
I'm the same way. I can't drink caffeine after a certain time.
A lot of my buddies say that.
Yeah. If I do on the weekend, then I'm up.
Yeah, that's
I'm up
weird.
for a while. Yeah. Well, they say if you do have trouble falling asleep, try brushing your teeth earlier. They say that activity right before you go to bed can actually tell your body, well, it's not time to sleep yet.
Oh, okay.
So just brushing your teeth apparently is enough activity to trick your body into thinking it's not time. It's not bedtime.
Okay. All right.
If you brush them too early, then you got to be done with snacks, right? Or you're going to have to brush them again.
There you go. And that's when you walk by an Oreo. You're like, I just brushed my teeth.
They say brush anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed. And you're right, because I've heard that's a little trick you can do to help that late night snacking.
Sure.
By brushing the teeth. Because I'm that way. I'm that lazy. Like if I brush my teeth, I'm not going to go brush them again.
No. God, no.
Right?
Well, yeah, just don't brush them again. You can still have a cookie. I mean, at least you brush your teeth.
That's the last thing I do before I go to bed, is brush my teeth.
Eat a cookie?
Immediately,
Me too. Me too.
I wait till I'm laying down and roll around in the crumbs.
Kids love it.
I find that just a bit surprising that little of activity,
right?
Brushing your teeth.
Maybe it's
can
a
trick
trigger.
Your body.
Maybe it's some kind of a trigger that I hate going to bed. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Unless I'm wicked tired, then I'm like I'm ready to go to bed. But
I mean, so I would.
It probably goes back to when we were a kid, right? Because that's one of the things that you always have to do before bedtime. Go brush your teeth. Like. Kind of puts you back into that routine, maybe? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's some childhood trigger that you're
still
pissed
teeth,
about.
Get a spanking, go to sleep. That's
And I would think that it would be the exact opposite. Like, activity would make you more tired, right?
You would think so.
You would think. Like, if I went and ran around the block, I'd come in, I'd be tired.
Maybe that's what you should do.
Maybe instead of brushing your teeth, just do that. Yeah.
Brush them while you're running around.
And then there would be, reports of a man running through the neighborhood, brushing his teeth.
With a foaming mouth.
No pants
Put him down. Don't get close to him. Just put him down.
I think he's got rabies.
Yeah, it's too late. He's already gone.
Well, if I don't show up tomorrow, you know what happened.
Yeah, we bet. Well, it's been a good run with you, buddy.
Can't wait for the video.
And somebody will catch it.
Yeah, right.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.